Hallo en welcome back to the channel. Mijn naam is Viggy en ik maak video reviews, mostly of Yiddish. Today's video, I'm going to try to stick to English. Usually, I review things in Yiddish, my mother tongue, but certain videos requires me to speak in English for the reason because people from the outside of a community coming into a community and doing a vlog, or I exposed in a New Jersey Jewish invasion. I grew up in the Jewish Hasidic community, so I have a insight. And sometimes when someone comes from the outside and looking in, the way people behave could be interpreted differently than the reality. So I just want to do this review in in English, for the reason to close the gap. For the people that don't really know what's going on, they shouldn't get a wrong picture. So the video we're going to review, the link to this video is going to be in the description below. So go check it out if you want to see the video entirely. It's from Tyler Oliver. It's his second video. I'm going to put the first video. I made a review. I'm going to put it in the description below if you want to go check it out. This one is I exposed New Jersey Jewish invasion. And the first one was about fraud and stuff like that. We didn't see any fraud. He didn't show any real fraud going on. And I just want to say, in every community, in every group of people, there are going to be bad people and good people, and people that do fraud. So nothing is 100% both ways. So, another thing I just want to say, I didn't watch the video yet, but I know that he mixed clips between Lakewood, New Jersey, and Muncie and Kiryas Joel in Monroe. It might not seem different from the outside world, but coming from the inside, it is a huge difference of people, the ways how they communicate, the way how they talk, and stuff like that. The video was posted 15 hours ago. It has already 383,000. The comments are basically, the outside looking in and being hyperbolic a little. All right, let's get into the video. And by the way, the coming up, like the beginning of a video, you could always see the intention of the video on the things that make it interesting. Now I get it, YouTube, and you make videos, you want to have views because it equals to money. So it has to be spicy, it has to be edgy, which that is the problem in general in YouTube, that it has to be something, that, will catch your eye, the hook, as they say. So I'm going to try not to watch the coming up. I'll want to start where the original video starts.
You're not welcome.
Hold on.
Your videos.
You don't own this place.
You see?
Don't own America.
See, like this.
Move on. Nobody
See, it
wants
says
to
coming
hear
up
this
slowly
news.
here. So let's go. Hold on.
I think I don't want to say.
Who are we?
Hold on.
Out here. President.
No,
Okay.
there's clearly not.
Hold on.
There are near Lakewood, outside of.
In all these towns around Lakewood, there are housing developments. Well, Goyim live there. There are no Yidden there yet. But all these housing developments, someone who they could turn it around. We saw what happened in Lakewood itself. There are a lot of other opportunities if people want to take that jump and become a shtickle pioneer.
As the Orthodox Jewish community consolidated political power in Lakewood, taking majority control
Like every other group in the whole United States.
of the Township Committee, Planning Board, Zoning Board, and School Board, financially depleting the public school system for non-Jewish kids, overwhelming local infrastructure, and turning a
Why are you showing garbage can? It's to be edgy.
quiet town into a densely populated, over-trafficked Jewish enclave prioritizing Jews.
Come on, you're showing one accident?
Into a densely populated, over-trafficked Jewish enclave prioritizing Jews over non-Jews. Before I investigate the Jewish takeover of Lakewood and of the nearby town of Jackson, I first want to visit the town where the
Hold on. Who was that?
takeover of Lakewood and of the nearby town of Jackson, I first want to
Certainly.
that the town
I guess he went to New Square.
the blueprint was born.
And that is Muncie, by the way. Two different locations.
Muncie, New York.
Someone like David Badner saw the opportunity a few years ago. He bought several 50 to 100 houses in Muncie. I believe that he single-handedly, in a certain way, turned around Muncie. These are opportunities that come up every once in a while, and someone has to step up to the plate.
Miller News. Thanks for meeting up on such short notice, man.
My Muncelandians, no
Muncelandians.
here. We outside. We outside. Yeah.
When did you notice Muncie begin to form as a Hasidic Jewish enclave?
I would say 20 years ago, I saw the first start of it, and then
20 years ago? Come on. Muncie has been already almost 50 years, 50, 60 years. Not even, maybe even more.
every year it just started to grow exponentially.
And by the way, this is, I get the Spiegel von der Chassidim watschen. Es ist ein Spiegel, zu sehen, wieso sie kickt aus von den draußen in der Welt, wieso die kickst aus und die wächst dadurch wie ein Narr mit der Kamera.
Hey! It's me!
Ein Mensch fuhr dadurch mit der Kar, wo schreist die Stop? Fuhr weiter, hast doch tinted windows, fuhr weiter. What I'm saying in English is, just keep going, you have tinted windows. Why are you stopping? Why are you giving energy to this?
How are you? Stop what?
They on Tyler. Yo, they on Tyler. Right?
But the Jews here were not happy to
But you see, he doesn't have to walk around with bodyguards. He doesn't have to walk around with security. He's not afraid anybody's going to stab him or kill him. Just by the way, look down in the comments. They say, oh, Tyler is not suicidal. Look, no danger. Walk around in any other neighborhood without security. Let's see.
me after I asked how they afford 7 to 10 kids on a single income and if they were on welfare in Kiryas Joel. How many kids do most people have out here?
17, 18.
He's taking the wrongest person to ask and answer because I already answered this in the previous one. And he's putting in sliced information.
How do they afford 17, 18 kids?
They are proud to do what the Torah says, that you need to be multiple and fruitful.
How do you afford to study the Torah, though?
God help me.
Does the American taxpayer help you, too?
Also, yes.
How do people afford to have such big families out here?
From the outside looking in, it seems very overwhelming to have a lot of kids. But when you're in the community, a lot of help comes from family, neighbors. You know what I'm saying? So it is easier. Coming from the outside world, looking in, it seems like, oh my God, how could I have 7 kids or 10 kids? How am I going to get help? In the Jewish community, you are surrounded with neighbors, brothers, sisters, her brothers and sisters, 2 sides of the family, and everybody chips in and helps out.
Are you Tyler?
I'm Tyler.
Are you trying to do another anti-Semitism video?
Beter. Anti-Semitism video?
Anti-Semitism. That's crazy you said that. Life circumstance, different culture. So this is their way of, like, listen,
You see how this person is disagreeing with the person in the car. That shows he's also Jewish, most probably from the same community, area, and understands that he's not doing the right thing, the guy in the car.
I know you're frustrated about what some of the things we focused on. Is that kind of what I'm getting at? Sure. So give me some examples of how things were misconstrued. Yeah, what did I get that was wrong?
So it's not necessarily misconstrued. Well, it is misconstrued. There's a lot of it that's, you'll cut a lot of it, cut out different words, make it sound a lot worse than it is. There's a lot of people here that are on welfare. A lot of people are in Section 8. A lot of people that are on a bunch of different WIC, food stamps, stuff like that.
Sure.
If you go to any low-income communities, you're going to see that. They're all going to be on the different welfares.
Okay, so they were on welfare.
Yeah,
Okay.
no bit of denying that.
Did they
But again, it's the way you
did they make welfare only for Jews in Muncie and in Lakewood? Or welfare is all over the United States? And if you have it, people are going to take it. That's not fraud.
It's the way you twist it, the way you...
How did I twist it?
Not twist it.
How
Again,
did I-
twist is the wrong
I'm
word.
just trying to understand where you're coming from.
Growing up in an extremely... Dude, go.
Ah, the insufferable hug.
Also kijkt es aus. Also kijkt es aus. En kennen sich schämen. Just fuhr weiter.
See, you say I misrepresent, and then they do that. Like, come on.
Oh, come on. They're honking. Now I'm gonna be on the other side. They're honking. Other neighborhoods, you would have to have security guards. Why? Because it would be physical threats. Over here, honking, chillax.
I'm not saying they're all good people. It's like I said, wherever you go, there's going to be the idiots. There's always going to be the assholes wherever you go.
I totally get it.
You talk about the community. It feels like you're trying to create a narrative that you did not find.
There's some twin.
People that are on welfare that have a lot of kids, but your headline did wrote welfare addicted Jews.
What is your frustration? I'm curious. Welfare dependent, welfare reliant.
And what is the issue if people are reliant on a government program? If you don't like it, change the program, vote it out. But you have it. So why shouldn't people take what you hand out?
Welfare addicted, what's the difference? Tell me. They need it to survive, and without it, they die. What is the difference?
It's addictive.
If you have a program and people go on it, they're going to be dependent on it. Yes. And obviously, if it's going to stop one day, people are going to struggle. But these people are going to see the other side because they have family, they have community, and they will fight it through and they will win. But if you have a handout, that's a part of the help. What's the issue of taking a government program if the government has it?
Bait click, that's an addiction.
That's an addiction?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. To make videos on YouTube, you have to be clickbaity. That means that you have to put an interesting title, change your thumbnail every 10 minutes, have something, wow, that people should come in, a hook. There's a whole science behind it. You don't just make a video, oh, wow, this is a community, let's see, and then you uncover something. Like Nick Shirley went to Somaliland over there, and he saw empty daycares. And then it became a story. He didn't edit it a certain way, didn't run after people and say, are you on government programs?
Did being a victim or what?
No.
The Goyim were grateful some.
And also with the Goyim thing, I think the outside world thought that, wow, they discovered something, that we call them Goyim. Goyim just means a different people. That's it. Jews. And if you're not a Jew, you're a Goy. It doesn't mean anything. Yes, you want to say something about in how do you call that? In the Gemara. I'm trying to say Gemara in English. In the text, there are sometimes discussions about Goyim. Yes. And some people, some sages say certain things, and other sages disagree. But it's not a bad thing just by using a word. The same way you have Spanish people, Chinese people, Japanese people, South Korean, North Korean people, Russians. You have Jews, and you have, when you're a Jew, anybody outside of Jews is just the name Goy. That's it.
Finally bringing up their town's issues.
I show you. They take all my money, these people.
You think they take the money?
Good, man.
Bienvenidos a Munciland con mi amigo. All right, see you, bro. How do you like?
And yet he's working in Muncie. Nobody's holding him. Nobody's holding him hostage here. He stays here. He can go to the whole United States, but he stays in Muncie. Why? Because they take their money?
Living here as a non-Jew.
So. Well, I don't like that.
Yeah, he doesn't like it. He wants more people to shoot into his, a drive-by shooting or selling drugs by the corner. That's much better.
So?
Because they're ascetics.
Do they treat you as one of them?
No, like any other community. If you're not a part of the community, they're going to treat you like an outsider. And that is normal. That's how communities survive.
Age?
No. They don't bother me because I don't deal with
Oh, they don't bother you. Oh.
Do they treat you as one of them?
No.
Are you guys on the same page?
No. They don't bother me because...
This he didn't clip out. This Tyler didn't put into a cut. Huh? Why? Why not? Why was he shying away? Oh, we don't bother. Okay.
Deal with them.
Okay. Do you think there is large-scale welfare fraud out here?
Oh, yeah.
Fraud? How does he know about fraud? Show me paperwork. Show evidence. Saying that a lot of people are on welfare doesn't make it fraud.
Yeah, it's a lot. They get away with everything.
How did they get away? How did they get away? Because it's legal for them to take welfare? You don't like it, change it. Remember when Donald Trump was on stage and he was talking about the system, about filing bankruptcy? And he said, you don't like it? Change the system. vote something else, do that.
Section 8, they get everything. The free.
And again, I don't want to say that there is zero fraud. There's obviously fraud. There's always the same people that were honking before. There are people that do fraud, yes, in every community. And another thing, helping out a community where a community helps out is not fraud. Yes, people help each other, yes.
And,
Do you think most people work out here in the Hasidic?
Everybody works.
No?
Nobody works. Nobody works. The whole community, nobody works.
Their bills.
By the way, in the previous video, which I made, someone reached out to me and said he was so pissed because he works for 20 years already, 20, 30 years, and nobody works.
Wish I knew I would do the same thing too.
And what are your thoughts on the driving out here? I got to ask you that. It's the most important question.
It's not an important question. There is a lot of cars and a lot of families, so they have big vehicles, and it becomes a mess, yes. And it's a struggle, but in that community.
I want to talk about it.
The driving is crazy.
Okay.
You got a stop sign over there?
But no drive-by shootings, no drugs by the corner, no robberies in your house, no gangs by the corner. In every community, you're going to have bad and good things. So you got to take the bad with the good. Which one would you take? A little driving a craziness or a drive-by shooting or drugs by the corner or gangs? Which one would you take?
Stop, they just pass, that's why so much traffic and accidents, and it's crazy.
You saw the Curious Joel video. Why was that video good?
That video was good because I've been in East Ramapo for as long as I remember. I also went to Spring Valley High School. I've been in the school system, and we've definitely seen a lot of things, especially since...
Say what? Say what have you seen?
Our school board was majority private school owners, mainly Jewish white men, and most of our...
Oh, white men. It's also a problem.
Was not Jewish, and they had control over our public school system over the past 10 years, purposely voting no on our school budget vote so that way we would fail, and we lost about 3-2 schools.
Basically, through block voting, Orthodox Jews won enough seats to control the East Ramapo School Board and went on to eliminate hundreds of public school positions like teachers and social workers while approving millions of taxpayer dollars to be spent on their children's religion.
Usually when it comes out these types of things, you have to do more research. I watched Friday Wiesel video about the previous video. She made a review as well. And she said that whatever he posted was not true. Meaning, I'm not saying this is not true, but I'm just saying this is like big words in yellow and 50 million approved. Yes, if a majority of people move into a neighborhood and they send to their private school, they're going to not vote at certain things in the public school. That's what most people want.
Private schools.
Are they going to do everything fair and everything is going to be exactly 100? No. No other community does that. Nowhere.
Gutting the public school system for the estimated 9,000 black and brown public school students while diverting that money to their private religious schools.
They give us food that's rotten and it's cold and it hurts our stomach.
I ask you, do not take our music program away. I love playing an instrument. My brother would be crushed.
And the budget cuts were so devastating that in one instance, an elementary school shut down and the majority Jewish school board then voted to sell it to a Jewish yeshiva for pennies on the dollar. Basically, the poorest, most vulnerable kids in these communities had their schools gutted and looted, all by a majority Jewish school board whose kids didn't even attend public school.
We believe
he's zooming into Rothschild Gate.
Some of the decisions that have been made by the board have not been in the best interest of the public school community.
You don't like it, find yourself another place to live.
How was your education?
My education, it was decent, but it definitely could have been better if we had the resources that we were allowed to have. But again...
And yet they choose to still live there, meaning they still send their kids there. I know, I'm not saying they should move, but I'm just saying. And I'm not going to say that every move that the board made was kosher, as they say. I'm not going to say that because no one is perfect. But to come in and say everything is bad from top to bottom, no.
Past 10, 15 years or so, people have been purposely voting no on our school budget vote, so that way we had no funding and money for our school. And, that was done purposely.
And who was voting no?
Majority, the Jewish community. You, drive around here, you'll literally see signs saying vote no for a school budget, which I think is crazy. Luckily, we were able to get a ward system to be able to get 3 seats for the wars, but if it wasn't for that, we still would be majority white Jewish men voting for public school students that they don't care about. Yeah, and they purposely go out their way to isolate us. We're basically isolated to the point where we feel like this isn't our home.
A lot of people like to say they're ducking taxes and all that. There's truths and lies to that, but I could only tell you that I've only seen the bad part. The bad part is I've seen houses get broken down. I've seen certain spaces, buildings get destroyed for, let's just say, for more kosher customs. You feel me?
Yes, they buy it, and then they do whatever the community needs. And it is a shame. I'm not gonna say no. That is a shame when a different group moves into a neighborhood and they change the whole environment there, and there are people that suffer. Yes, that's how it goes. People move, people buy houses, they move the community up, and then stores, non-kosher stores close down, and kosher stores come in because they have to supply for the community. That's how it goes. When Walmart is in a neighborhood that doesn't doesn't make money or something like that, they close down the Walmart, right? Then there's moms and pop shop that used to be open, are closed now because of Walmart. They also saw the bad about Walmart. But for every good, there is bad, and for every bad, there's good.
Okay. I want to thank you for showing our community. I don't believe in hiding.
Oh, I think I know him. Mean in his face.
I believe we have a tremendous amount to be proud of. And like every community,
exactly,
we're different. We have our goods. Other communities have their positives.
Tell me about what are some of the best things about this community then.
Yeah. Tonight at sundown, we shut our phones, we shut our cars, we go to shul. The most beautiful part of our religion, do you understand that Orthodox Jews can be anywhere? The sun is coming down and it's...
He's trying to make it more...
It's the last opportunity to pray what's called mincha, which is afternoon services. They could be in the most important meetings and they'll go pray. And they could care less about anything happening. The same things with Shabbos. We come home, our families are waiting. We sing Shalom Aleichem. We welcome in the Shabbos. And you'll say back Aleichem Shalom, right?
Could they feed 10 kids without those programs?
Yes. Not right away. You take away the program, a hard time comes up, and then they need to, then they will take care of each other.
I am one of 10 children.
You're driving a G-Wagon.
Yeah, because he has a business and he made money.
My father was never on any welfare. I used to reuse sandwich bags to save my father a penny.
That's great for you.
Okay. What he's going to say here next, I don't...
Come here and you're not welcome in a lot of other places based on...
Yeah, but we live in America. What do you mean you're welcome? You don't have to be welcome in anywhere. So I don't agree with that. But I get what he's saying. He's saying that you're not welcome in the community because you're just making a clickbait video to put on YouTube. Because in 3 weeks from now, he's going to be somewhere else. He's going to do some other video, which is going to be also clickbait. So that's what he's saying. Like, don't come into the community. You have to be welcome in the community. No, we live in America. You're free. You can go and come wherever you want as long as it's public.
I love you, man. You are funny.
You don't own this place. You don't own America. I can do whatever I want.
Yes, you can do whatever you want. And now he's going to diss him back. You can go into your G-Wagon.
G-Wagon, get to work.
You're not trying to bring people together. You never did. You never will. It's who you are. Somebody hurt you deeply, and I'm sorry.
He was right. Someone did hurt.
You see how he uses? He said something, someone hurt you deeply. Well, this is, to get it in deep. But now he's going to twist the words, meaning he's going to use the words and finish off with something else. Let's see.
Whoever told my sponsors to pull out after making one video exploring a community of welfare-addicted Jews. Help me avoid ending up on welfare too and get access to all of these videos early and watch never before seen content I can't upload on YouTube. Go subscribe to my Patreon at patreon.com/Tyler Oliverira for $5 a month. Back to the video. After speaking to frustrated Goyim in Muncie, I had
See how he uses Goyim in Muncie? He's just trying to make it something bigger than it is.
Lakewood, New Jersey, one of the fastest growing Orthodox Jewish communities in America, where a similar Jewish takeover has taken place, leading to the gutting of the public school system, all while turning a predominantly working class Irish and Italian town into Little Jerusalem.
Yeah. When the Irish came here, they made it into an Irish town. What was before the Irish town? Not an Irish town. That's how it goes. They didn't move into a house and became a squatter. They bought a house. They paid top money for the house. And that's how it goes. One house sells, the other one buys, whatever. It moves up, and then the community becomes Jewish. That's how it goes.
I'm trying to merge a gap to see if there's any way that we could actually be
Goyim spokesman. You see how he's using the word? I know lately they thought they picked up a word. The Goyim, wow, it's like a bigger secret.
Because as you can tell, it's two separate communities.
He's in public. Favus Geist Azoi. I'm going to say things in Yiddish for the Yiddish-speaking audience.
You will not see a non-Jewish resident here.
We got the Yiddish bar.
Why would there be a Yiddish, a non-Jewish resident living in a Jewish neighborhood? Why not? I mean, why would you? If you go to the Little China, you're not going to find non-Chinese people living there, for the most part.
This is really all Jewish stores.
Sure.
Now, that pizza place, it's going to be kosher pizza, probably.
A lot of these signs are written in Yiddish, and everything's insulated. Basically, you come here to this plaza, get everything you need. Quite convenient, quite nice.
Now, everyone can shop here. Of course, we could go.
See? Everybody could shop here.
This plaza, get everything you need.
Didn't cut that out.
Quite nice.
Now, everyone can shop here.
Exactly.
Of course, we could go in and they'll be friendly.
They'll be friendly. Oh, nice.
Everything's geared towards one community.
But and is it always this way? This part here, is this newly developed in the last?
Oh, yeah. So this used to be a concrete yard.
Got it.
So.
Oh, look what they did with a concrete yard, huh? It's not crazy sound effects in the back, huh?
Almost where we're standing used to have rows of concrete trucks.
Sure. And that's it.
It's bustling. It's busy. Now, this place was packed with Jews buying groceries for Shabbos, but keep in mind, Goyim are fully allowed to come in here and shop whenever they please.
They're very friendly. I don't think anybody's going to be nasty to us.
Oh, see? Again, very nice, very nice.
Is a lot of the fear bullshit warranted? Definitely not. For sure. Definitely not. But I do think they don't feel comfortable enough to do it.
Yes, because he's coming in with cameras and he's making a big thing out of it. If he would walk into the grocery and just get his things and leave, then everything would be smooth.
But it's important to understand the bigger picture here. As kosher stores move in, more Jews move here too.
Yes, that's how it goes. That's how a neighborhood happens. Congratulations for understanding how community works.
Positive feedback loop where a town rapidly becomes a Jewish hub, ultimately changing the character and identity of a town, and in Lakewood's case, overwhelming the infrastructure. Before we explore the many implications of life for Goyim as towns like Lakewood become increasingly Jewish, I want you to understand how quickly the word anti-Semitism gets weaponized in real time out here.
Weaponized? Or maybe used in a wrong way?
We discovered that anti-Semitism is lucrative, no?
Why do you think anything that you don't like to see is anti-Semitism? What have I said that's anti-Semitic? Go.
When you talk about people accepting government money, and the overlay is a bunch of pictures of fraud, you're trying to twist it to make it look like we're doing fraud.
There were welfare programs that were defrauded by Jews. What did I say? That
6 people? 6 people from a whole community?
There are welfare programs that are defrauded by
Yes,
everybody.
and I made a Minneapolis video as well. I've made several videos. Why are you being so sensitive?
What you're trying to make it sound is like anyone who accepts government money in the Jewish community is doing fraud.
That's your interpretation.
What you're doing is dangerous.
The same way he has interpretation of things, you also have interpretation of things. And you're also driving it a certain way.
How is this dangerous? Should you be treated like a protected group? You're asking for special privileges.
No, we're not.
Which privilege was he asking for? You not to say that it's major fraud and not really seeing fraud, only running after people with a mic and be like, are you on government welfare? Are you on government welfare? That's not uncovering anything. Do what Nick Shirley did and went to Minneapolis? In Minneapolis with, what's his name, Dave, that had paperwork and stuff, and they went from one location to the next location. That's sort of evidence. That's a certain thing. Just running around and asking people if they're on government funding, applying. What's the word? Whatever the word is, making it sound like that everybody is defrauding all the time.
And you're not being fair.
I am being fair.
This is going to make you a lot of money, and it's going to generate up a lot of hatred towards the community that's seeing a rise in anti-Semitism that hasn't been seen in years. Every single day.
I also don't like the word anti-Semitism all the time. Everything is anti-Semitism? No.
Lives are at risk.
And I'm not saying that Tyler's anti-Semite. It was just a place to go and make a shocking video and to get views and to get clicks.
Is going to lead to more.
My sponsor literally got pulled out of the video.
Yeah. It is the only sponsor that ever got pulled from everybody. There's hundreds of sponsors most probably getting pulled every day for different things. Getting canceled because of this, saying because of that. Yeah, and one sponsor, I guess, didn't want to be in a video where you went to a place and ran after people. Are you on government welfare? Implying that they're doing fraud. Yeah, they didn't want. Isn't it America? Couldn't he choose whatever he wants?
The topic of that video. I lost the sponsorship. How is that lucrative? Tell me. So you say anti-Semitism, I say anti-Goyism. Listen, man, you got a kid in the car, I just noticed. Drive your kid home, get your groceries. You're getting honked at. Let's go. It was good to meet you, though.
So you're arguing with the United States because the president obviously thought that we should pay for their money, so why don't you move to a different country?
Why don't you move back to Israel then if there's so much anti-Semitism, right? Like that guy said. Why doesn't he go to Israel?
We are giving back.
In theory, welfare is a good idea. It's sweet, right? At what point is it too far?
So then go to your local thing, start voting differently, and change the law.
The program designed to help single moms after they get divorced and keep the kid from starving.
I also disagree with you that someone doesn't have a right to have a child.
I think you should have a child if you can afford it, right?
Interrupt real quick?
Sure. Let's hear it.
Okay. You two gentlemen, I saw a video of you walking into 136 Hillside. They asked not to come back.
Amazing.
If you come back, it'll be a trespassing charge. You're trespassing.
That I don't understand why they made it that way, like the grocery. But I guess they didn't want a chaos.
Like the laws of America, and you think that the government welfare is stupid or whatever.
I would like to change the laws.
So go change the law by running after people. Are you on welfare? Is not going to change the law.
To create anti-Semitism protection laws that give you guys protected classes and protection against
I don't like that.
anti-Semitism, whatever that means, right?
So
why don't you go back to Israel? That would be my question.
Because I like it here.
Same here. I like it here, but I like to make some changes. We can both agree.
So make changes. Let's vote. Vote the right way. Make changes.
So please keep on moving.
God bless you. There we go. He loves us.
I know. Make a change.
Yeah, you guys have group chats of me. You guys say, beware of this guy like I'm like Hitler or something. I'm like, come
on. No. Whoa. Nobody's saying you're Hitler. They're just saying that you should watch how you talk to him because he's going to clip it. And if you don't have the training or you don't know how to communicate with the outside world, in Lakewood it's easier because they do speak English as their first language. Monroe, Muncie, some families, Jewish family, only speak Yiddish. So it sounds very not good, and you can clip it, like fruitful, like that guy sounded like.
I'm a nice guy. I talk to everyone.
Elon Musk has 12 kids. Why can't I have 12 kids?
He pays for them.
Your story point over here is that people can't have children if they can't afford them. You, as a society, are born from people who started with two people. Two. Okay? Adam and Eve. That's it. You want to go with the Big Bang, but it started at some point. There was two people. And now there's billions. And there was trillions throughout the world. So you're saying if you can't have kids...
What does that have to do with anything? All of those
I don't know the Toyota he's making. He's making a whole big loop.
Welfare. Adam and Eve had Cain and Abel.
What is the issue with being on welfare? Is it illegal to be on welfare? No. That's it. Simple. You don't want to give welfare? Change the program.
We live in a government that decides that if you have children, we're going to help you. Now, everyone does their part.
You should not have more kids than you can afford.
No, you should have because you put in the calculations from these programs. If there is programs, that means you could afford it. And if there weren't any programs, the community would somehow make it work because they are making it work.
You're arguing that I should pay for your kids.
No, I'm not saying that. You're paying for a program. You're paying your taxes. Now, people in the government voted in to get to help people that need help. And that's a part of the equation.
You're arguing.
I'm not arguing that.
And if somebody could afford 5 kids, but all of a sudden loses his job or something, what should he do with the 5 kids? You're not going to make that calculation. Oh, how do you... You put it into the calculation, and everybody helps, and that's how they have...
I'm arguing that the government said.
No, that's our money. I pay taxes.
Yes.
I shouldn't be funding...
You shouldn't be funding your kids, and you also have other things that you shouldn't be funding. But you are funding because the people that we voted in do that, like Ukraine, Israel, transgender in Nigeria. Yes, we spent... The American government spends billions everywhere. Things need to change, yes. And if it changes and there is no welfare, then let's see if they survive.
You elected Donald
Should
Trump.
not be funding your kids. You don't pay for my kids. Okay, fuck, I could do
Sure he does. Sure he does pay for your kids. Whatever other programs you're taking.
that. Why don't you go?
No, you should go because
You
people
should
are, you're stopping traffic.
should move.
Guys, let's go. Move on.
He's stopping traffic, not me.
Yeah, right. No, you should move on. Nobody wants you here. Please move.
You see, nobody he doesn't have to be here because someone wants him here. He doesn't. You don't own this place.
He was saying, Tyler, he loves me. So we're not allowed here?
No, you are allowed. He's just not. He doesn't know how to communicate with you, saying that you're making a big ruckus, a big traffic jam before Shabbos, where everybody is rushing. So he's asking if he could move, not in a nice way, meaning he's not using the right words, but if you could move out so you don't cause so much traffic.
You want to come to the corner?
Where? Over there? Let's go move. Let's go.
You know, I know what you did in the video, and we all saw it, and we still see it. But it's like,
What did I get wrong?
nobody.
He's asking, what did you get wrong? It's not about wrong or right here. It's more of what type of narrative were you pushing? What type of insinuations were you making?
Across the government. The government knows everything. The United States federal government knows everything.
Not if you're fraudulently found.
No.
Yeah, there are people that fraudulent file. Yes, everywhere, in every community.
It's not true. That if you feel that you live in a country that is corrupt,
I do.
Why are you still living here?
Yes.
Well, not everyone has options, right?
So nobody has options, so change it as much as possible.
I can give you a list of 20 countries off the bat. You can live in.
Regardless, let's say America is corrupt. I still want to live here.
You understand?
Oh, but hold on. Just
The same way you asked the other guy to move to Israel, but he wanted to stay here, even though with the problems.
there is corruption here, which there is.
There is no.
What are you talking?
There's everywhere corruption. Your local mayor is corrupt. Your local governor is corrupt. That's how it goes. Corruption is everywhere. Some more, some less.
Let's not be silly here.
If there would be corruption, the FBI would love to come here first than any other location in the world.
Come on, that's not true.
Well, I read the numbers in Minnesota.
22 people indicted for Medicaid fraud.
Numbers in Minnesota. And listen, you can attack them as much as you want. What they did, that's big numbers, man.
Both of your schools had money laundering. You had people. Yes, both.
There's 45 schools here.
So BMG had people that were charged with money laundering, and so did the school for special.
Stole nearly $1 million. It's billions in Minnesota. $1 million. I'm not saying it's kosher. No, don't steal. And if somebody steals, should get what he needs to get. But look at the numbers.
When? As of when?
2019, 2018, 2017. Look it up. It's all over Google.
I don't look it up. You got to show it to me.
Come on.
95% of people in this vicinity between these 4 or 5 zip codes work very hard.
Yeah.
So if you want to...
Why would you do this? Für was willst du das getan? Wo bist du heute? Vox sie mit der Kamera? Voka weg. Die weiß, wie sie kickt aus. Scheute.
dig in a place like here, Lakewood, where the same capital you're going to find, and this small percentage...
I like that camera. Hold on.
in a place like here,
Hold on.
Lakewood, where
That's funny. She hit the power button.
capital you're going to find, and this small percentage...
You're making me want to dig now.
I feel like she wanted to take a picture because she saw someone sent a picture from Tyler. She wanted to
Making me want to look.
You're already digging.
Oh, I don't know why. Now he wants to look while he's I thought you know already. Oh.
You're digging already for
I'm at Whole
for
Foods.
4
What
months.
are you talking about? 4 months?
What do you mean? Go break your head. You can keep on breaking your head.
I will break my head.
No
Yeah.
problem. Eventually, when you break your head too
Let's hear it.
much, you end up digging water. When you dig water, there's nothing under it.
You were in Jackson, which is really like a continuation of Lakewood. By the way, I don't know if you know how I toppled the government there. They had all these anti-Semitic laws. It was crazy. I had 2 conversations with the White House, and eventually DOJ got involved. But anyway,
Hold on. What's his name? Richard Roberts.
it was crazy. I had 2 conversations with the White House, and eventually DOJ got involved. But anyway, so I don't know. Are you already doing your Lakewood thing?
I'm here with Dr. Richard Roberts. You sold a pharmaceutical company for $800 million. You were the vice chairman of the Israel Advisory Committee for Donald Trump in 2016.
Yes.
And you reached out to me. Why did you reach out to me via email?
Because you posted that, first of all, you did your video, Curious Yoel in New York, and got a lot of Orthodox Jews very, very upset.
But why did you reach out to me?
But towards the end of the video, you saw the altruism in the community, and you seemed to respect that. And since I could see that you seemed to me to have a sincere desire to actually get the real facts, because if you were just bigoted against us, you wouldn't be struck or commenting on the altruism in our community.
But you casually toppled the Jackson government. A, what does that mean? B, how did you get a relationship with the White House?
I never spoke to DOJ. I did speak to people in the White House twice to tell them what was going on because...
Who in the White House?
I don't want to say.
First off, though...
Why does he need to say which person he spoke to the White House? Yes, he has connections, and he spoke.
You mentioned Jackson. The continuation of Lakewood. You toppled the governments. You went to the White House willy-nilly.
Called.
Okay. You're connected to the White House.
Willy-nilly. He didn't go to willy-nilly. He had a phone call, and he spoke.
I rarely leave my house.
Which just goes to show the scale of your connections, in my opinion. I hear
Yes,
this.
everybody. Yeah, people have connections.
So I'm like, shiver me timbers. Who am I dealing with a little bit here, right? Like, this guy's...
Little old
my,
me.
All right, so he's calm. He's calm. And you might be wondering, why are
Veel weer geworden van Leuten wegen dem hat so overreacted.
wealthy Jewish power brokers connected to Donald Trump trying to set the record straight with a lowly goy tuber like myself? This all begs the question.
Again, he's using Goytuber, like he found some hidden ancient thing that only he knows.
Why are they so afraid of me?
I think that they just don't want you to portray Lakewood in a bad way. That's really all it is.
Is there any bad to see?
There's bad to see everywhere.
Exactly.
Exactly. Good, bad, and the ugly everywhere, right?
100%. I used to live here in Lakewood when I was in 9th and 10th grade. I love Lakewood. There's so much Jewish life here. It's so easy to be Jewish and everything's cheaper. It's amazing here.
Why did Lakewood become such a large Jewish hub?
So I think it started with BMG, Base Marriage Gavoa, and then you had a lot, BMG.
Yeah, tell me more about BMG though, right? I hear it's like the Harvard of yeshivas.
Yes, it's top notch. You just sit and learn all day. You already finished your high school phase. Most people went to Israel already, came back, and they just sit and learn all the time. It's amazing. I used to do it when I was a teenager. Lakewood's an amazing place and everything, and I think I've seen your videos all over. I just think that people get nervous and stuff like that, but you're just coming here filming the truth, and you're working just like we are. That's it. We're all in the same boat.
What should we know about Lakewood?
It's a great place. You're always welcome here.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we've got, it's welcoming for the most part. A few guys are fired up. We try to give them the chance to speak, have a conversation. Do a little pss, pss.
Yeah, he's saying that he might use your words against you or clip it.
What whisper did we miss?
I just told you. He said, watch what you say, walk away, because might snip it and use it.
No, but
I love it. To a T. A guy gets a whisper, then he goes quiet. Would you like to say anything? How you doing? Or with this guy whispering in his brethren's ears.
Yeah.
Up when they're talkative and sweet, and he goes psst, 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 and then they stop talking. It is miraculous. Tyler, good to meet you. What's your name?
If I say something good, you're gonna put it on?
Let's go. We just met up with the guy. He was like pissed off that we come around here and explore. This guy's killing me, dude. The psst, psst. He's treating you like a child.
So the whole world's gonna...
Also kijkt das aus, Gevne.
I'm so nice. I know.
This is pathetic. He's treating you
It's
like...
not pathetic. I mean, it's pathetic, let's be real. But I'm saying I get it, because this guy doesn't sit on YouTube all day. He does his work, and he lives his life, and now he sees a guy with a camera, and he's going to try to talk to him, and he's going to snip it. So he's saying, watch what you're saying, because he's going to snip it and use it against you.
Child. Who is this guy? Why are you...
The same way you're there, he's there.
This is pathetic. And speak. Okay, does that not look like suspicious activity?
No, that does not look suspicious. To you it does. But for him, he's trying to protect his brother.
There's so much secrecy if you have nothing to hide.
It's not major secrecy. It's communication skills between their world and the outside world, and you're going to make him look stupid.
Do that. He's the head whisperer. All right, tell me what you're going to say.
How much money everyone makes in this town? Crazy amount.
What?
The police is also going to follow us, just FYI.
Going to follow us.
There's a police special response unit, and the cops had their internal monologue that they're going to just trail us around.
Amazing. So given that the cops are being called so often, they're just going to follow us around all day. Land of the free, home of the brave.
What is the issue with a cop following you? That's not illegal. You're free.
I stumbled upon a kosher collision, another example of Lakewood's infamously terrible driving.
We were just showing how densely trafficked it is out here, how much traffic there is. We wanted to show some of the driving differences out here.
I don't think you're saying a fair statement. This has nothing to do with dense driving.
Oh, what does it have to do with bad driving skills or snow?
It was totally because of the snow.
Fair.
It was a miscommunication. But
that's fair.
I understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
That's not what happened. There were actually no one on the road.
Totally fair, okay. You need help getting pushed? All right, all right.
Well, why are you making up a story? Because you need a documentary. There's not one car in sight by accident.
Oh, you just hit the wall.
That's it.
You didn't hit anyone?
No.
Do you need help getting pushed? Okay, we're gonna get out of here. Oh, you're good. Different than anyone else.
You need a job.
I agree.
You need a job?
No, I mean, I'm employed. I employ a lot of people, actually.
Yeah, you make money for doing nothing.
For doing nothing? Do you think moving capital and charging interest is something more valuable than I do, or what?
Oh, what a dig. What a dig.
I think you should write about
Tell me.
The hundreds of thousands of people that do favors to people every day.
Tell me more.
Open up a book. You never saw so many charity organizations as they have here in Lake.
I know there's so many 501c3s, it makes me wonder.
What does it make you wonder? Again, not illegal.
They're all charitable? Are they fiending for tax exemptions? You know, would you say this is a great place to move to for a young family? If I have a kid or a wife, a young wife? Okay. Not just the Jews.
Why would a non-Jew want to move into a Jewish neighborhood? Besides for safety. Besides for safety.
Okay, respect. What do we have here? We have a... Hey, it's good to meet you.
You see that?
I saw it. What is the name of that organization once again? Hatzola. Okay, good to meet you, man. See you later. And we have Hatzola up here to help the community. Yeah, this guy doesn't even know what the First Amendment is.
We're busy with the knives.
Yeah, he doesn't know what the First Amendment is, and that's a big problem, by the way.
Joker, bro, come on. Yeah. Yes. Come over here. Come over here. All right. I need to get you like a second number on. What's your Instagram? You got Facebook?
No, I don't. Tyler,
Look at these hundreds. My phone number's been leaked.
You're a little child. Give me a number. I promise you.
Why are you insulting?
I'm not insulting.
You just insulted.
Come on, I'm a little child.
So give me a number. I promise you.
Aww.
It's worth it for you.
All right, look, give me your email. Give me your email. Give me your email.
732. Give you my number.
All right, hold on. And what was your first name?
Moshe.
We're gonna do some big stuff.
You're afraid, I see.
I don't even know what's going on. Oh man, these guys are next level. I feel like I got dropped off on an alien planet.
And you might be wondering, what is Hatzola and how are they able to blast through red lights like that?
It's like a community watch, but they think they are cops. If you know,
No, nobody thinks they're cops. No, and Hatzola is not a neighborhood watch. It's a 911 system from the Jewish community to the Jewish community and the whole community there. Meaning if a non-Jew calls in that neighborhood, they cover it the same as a non-Jew.
they had their lights on and they just ran a red light, just like a police officer would do. No uniform. They had the Jewish uniform on, white pants and the curls.
Jew in a police car is what it looked like, but he's not a police officer, and he's blasting.
He's allowed to, yes. By law, he's allowed to. You don't like it? Change the law.
The lights like he is a cop. There's a Hatzola billboard right there, Mike. And what is that for?
I mean, you're asking me questions. I don't know if I have the answers to why.
Yes.
Because once again,
I thought he doesn't have the answer, but yet he goes to answer.
Competing Hatzola. You have competing groups of these.
Of a non-profit volunteer emergency service?
Yes. It sounds like a business, right?
But literally every organization out here is a tax-exempt 501c3. If you dig through the filing, go on ProPublica.com, you'll be surprised to realize everything basically is a tax-exempt 501c3.
Yes, because it's all through the religions.
What are your concerns? Why are we interviewing you?
So, I think I echo the concerns of many non-religious people in my area. And the biggest concern is how one group of people gets to act that is separate, segregated from everybody else.
And that group...
Because they keep community. If you have any other place where you have community, they will act almost the same way.
Jews.
Yes, Jews, exactly, yeah, 100%. But you know what, It's in my area, it's Jews. In other areas, like you obviously see the Somalian, right? In Minnesota, there's things that are happening all over the area. But yes, in my particular area, it is Jews. And
so it's not about the Jews. It's about community. People that live together want to help each other to survive and
that
thrive.
Are expanding their territory.
Yes.
Okay, so
because they're having more kids.
Jenna Galarza. I've lived in Jackson for approximately 23 years. I want to say it really started affecting me when I had my children. I have twins, they're 20 now. In assimilation perspective, you want to be able to teach your children how to talk to other children and, you know, be part of other cultures. And that was when it really started hitting me.
What hit you?
You know, let's say if I would go to a store which was closer to Lakewood, you know, I'm pushing a double stroller, I have twins, and I noticed that nobody would hold the door open for you. At one point, a door literally got...
The door opening thing, I don't think it's a custom thing by us. I mean, by them, by us. So it's not dafka for her, meaning it's not something because of her. It's just in general. And it's bad manners. It's a good thing to see and maybe start doing it.
Slammed on my twin stroller. And I was just like, whoa. At that point, there wasn't a lot of Orthodox living in Jackson, but they were coming to our parks a lot. And they would come to the parks, busloads, vans full, and the park would just get turned upside down. I mean, we're talking about diapers being changed anywhere and being thrown on the floor. We're talking about children...
I wonder if it was such a bad thing, how come she never took pictures? Let's see if she has pictures.
Urinating in public and...
Kids urinating in public? That's not true.
Absolutely not interacting with your children. So listen, at that time, if it was a minion, there was 10 men, not a big deal. But then you started to notice that it was no longer just 10 people. It was 20 people and 30 people. Just completely changing the feel, the character, the comfort that you once had in your neighborhood is no longer there.
And another source of conflict is the Jewish community using residential homes as places of worship, often without approval from the Jackson Planning Board, bringing in tons of outside traffic and destroying the peaceful quality of the neighborhood.
But the whole neighborhood is changed to Jews. So all the Jews in the neighborhood don't mind it.
Even if you work in an office and there's 10 Jewish men there, you can just take a conference room for 10 minutes. We don't need like a formal like church. I've prayed in parking lots with, you know, we're going somewhere and there's get other guys together. And,
But if you're living in a residential neighborhood and this house becomes like a...
That's a very big problem when a different community moves into a different community and the changes start happening. My heart goes out to these people that live in a place for 20 years and then, then the community changes. But that's a reality of life. That's how it goes. If the other community has more kids than you, they need more houses and they're going to move in and they're going to use their traditions. That's how it goes.
Door of people coming in and praying constantly, parking their cars. I imagine there's some quality of life concerns, right? Increase in traffic and the streets being covered with cars and people all over the place, or what?
I don't think that's what really happened, but maybe on like the Sabbath. But you'll have any Semites will probably say that because they don't like us. They don't want us.
I like the music he's using.
This home used to be probably about 1,100 square feet. It does have a new owner.
Okay.
Apparently, they did get permits to...
Apparently. So they got permits. So all is good.
...expand on their house. Most of the permits are just, kind of just given. Nothing is really followed through.
Okay.
This home will be being used for a full-out temple.
Temple?
Yeah. Well, that means that they're going to be praying in this home several times a day, probably staying over on Friday nights until Saturdays. As you could see, there's no parking lot here. This is going to affect every person that lives here. And the other problem that I have with this, and that I think should be looked into, is there's definitely funding going to these places.
If I was a concerned neighbor and I said, hey, they're building a temple, what the hell? What might happen next?
You would probably be called an anti-Semite. They will make your life miserable. Nobody wants to live across the street to a synagogue. It is a tactic of getting people to sell their homes, and they will have buyers for them.
And you see that.
See, small. They will have buyers. Not fair, but they will get way more than asking price for the house. Not saying it's fair. My heart goes out for these people sometimes, but that's life, how it works, how it goes.
Then you watch buildings get built before they're approved. They build and ask permission later, and then if they even don't get permission, they sue and they win for permission. So when you have all these things where they're creating hatred,
It's called go-getter. I don't approve of this, but if you want to get something done, sometimes you got to do the way you got to do it.
double
Chop,
standard.
chop. They got no
create
time.
The animosity between two groups. And when I say they, I mean governments and people that buy off politicians to make favorable laws, because a lot of the shit they do is legal because they bought the politicians to make it legal.
Do you think residents in Jackson who do not want Jackson to be majority Jewish or to look, feel...
Oh, they don't want... Okay, so you don't want it. Don't sell your house. But other people will sell.
and sound like Lakewood. Do you think that is anti-Semitic?
Well, people have a right to freedom of speech and freedom of their opinion, even if they're going to be bigoted.
Do you think that's bigoted, though,
No,
right? Because I imagine you don't want this place to be Islamic.
Only because the radical Islamists want to kill us. Other than that, I have no problem.
And they're radical Jews and they're radical Christians, right?
Yes, but the Christians don't want to kill you. The Jews don't want to kill you. As per
Jews
him.
are radical Jews that want to hurt people.
Many people could argue there are distinct sects of Judaism that are marginalized.
I don't know.
I'm just saying,
I don't
you
know
wouldn't
that.
want Lakewood to become predominantly Muslim. Radicalism aside, though, right?
Right.
Just like Jackson residents don't want it to be predominantly Jewish.
So
But if the Muslims start buying off houses and they start doing mosques and they compete with the other buyers and they win, it's going to become a Muslim neighborhood, like in Dearborn or in other places.
if a Muslim wants to buy a house here and pay way more than what the house would sell outside of our community because of the fact that the prices go up and we come in, they're free to do it. And now,
Yeah, but I just don't think it's bigoted for you to not want it to be predominantly Muslim. Why would
But a Muslim neighborhood would also want it to stay Muslim and not turn into something else.
you're Jewish?
So Jackson Strong is kind of like a unofficial organization that I had started. When I saw everything turning, I just was very vocal on social media and I decided to organize. Certain people really wanted to get involved. There were a few.
She reminds me, when the Jews move out to a community, to a neighborhood, and 10 neighbors decide they're never selling, and they talk amongst each other, and then one day one house is sold, and the guy lives in Florida because someone paid way over asking price, and it cracks, and then the last person stays there. She reminds me of that. Like, we're going to hold strong. Again, it's not fair that she has to move or her area changed, but that's reality. It's sad, but that's the reality. But she stays there. She wants to fight a fight she's not going to win because more Jews are going to come. They're getting older, getting married, buying houses, opening up businesses. More than 10, 15 Jews move into a neighborhood, they have to have a synagogue. So one guy gives the garage, and that's how it goes, and it moves.
Us that, we would have letter writing campaigns, making a lot of calls to county officials, local officials, and state officials, trying to find out what ordinances could be created, what we could do to help prevent a full-out turnover. A sign would say, Jackson Strong, don't sell, meaning if a new neighbor moves in next to you, don't run, don't sell. Why would you move? Stay strong, right?
Would they sell?
They would sell because it just
Exactly.
got too much. And anytime you would say anything about it,
The money got too big. The money.
anti-Semitic. I mean, there were Facebook pages created just to slander me. They would manipulate pictures of me.
That's
They
terrible.
would put, Russian hats on me, a Hitler mustache. These were things that
You
were
see how she had pictures for this, but none of with the Pampers and the pissing on the street in the park before?
even coming out
And
of
by
it.
the way, no one should ever do that. Post pictures or stuff like that. Or just call anybody anti-Semitic. They might have a point. Not everybody that has a point is anti-Semite.
At one point, there was a post where, somebody had said that, she needs to have an ice pick in her eye,
Come on.
and something like that. I did go to the prosecutor's office and my Jackson Strong page was taken down for no good reason at all. It was just taken down. There was a page, Rise Up Ocean County, which was a pretty important part of everything that was happening. That page was taken down also. However, it was hijacked. So when our page was taken down, just for stating the facts, when you're bringing out the Kaporis incidents, when they're cutting the necks of the chickens and blood is pouring.
They're cutting the necks of the chicken. She make it sound like everybody just throws necks of chickens out there. It's places in neighborhoods where they do that once a year.
streets, and then you're talking about
On the
that.
streets. She had to take out her rowboat and row on top of the blood that was from the necks of the chicken.
And you're posting videos, and all of a sudden your Facebook page gets taken down, only to be replaced with a complete anti-Goyim harassment page. And you could report that page over and over, and you could have a campaign of people reporting that page, yet that page remained up.
Do you want Lakewood to be predominantly Muslim? Just you personally?
No.
And why?
Because
the Jews live there. And if it becomes Muslim, that means the Jews have to move somewhere else. And you're going to have these issues somewhere else.
Say they don't want to kill you.
I'm fine with people moving in, but to have Jewish schools, we have to have a critical mass of Jews here to support Jewish schools. To have kosher grocery stores, supermarkets, we have to have a critical mass of Orthodox Jews here to support kosher supermarkets. By the way.
So using that logic, why would anyone in Jackson want Jackson?
They don't have to want it. They don't have to. It's not a wanting party. It's just reality. If people in Lakewood have 10, 15 kids, 7, 8, 10, everybody gets older, everybody gets married, they have to find new places to live. They're going to move out. They're going to spread out. That's what happens.
More and more Jews move. If you're arguing there needs to be a critical mass for...
How are we infringing on their right, to their ability to do whatever they want?
I'm not saying you are, but why would they want?
They don't need to want. It's not about want.
You don't have to want or not want. If somebody's selling their house to an Orthodox Jew, the Orthodox Jew is allowed to buy the house.
Sure, but I'm talking about the people who are not selling their houses to Orthodox
Jews.
Jews.
Okay, they don't have to sell. If they make issues constantly, yes, sometimes the lines get blurred between an anti-Semite and someone trying to protect the neighborhood. Yes. That's why I said at the beginning, I also don't like using the word anti-Semite constantly. Anti-Semite, you're an anti-Semite, you're an anti-Semite. Because sometimes when people bring up concerns and questions, right? They're not anti-Semite.
Right to do that.
Of course, but that doesn't make them a bigot to not want it. It doesn't mean they're hateful. It doesn't mean they hate you.
What is it in their lifestyle that we're going to change?
All right, so we could start with the traffic. Infrastructure-wise.
This is Muncie. This little shot over here.
They're just throwing up these ginormous structures. They tend to have basement apartments also, so they'll rent those out. Right now, there's probably upwards 2,000 to 3,000 homes that have been bought and are just being rented out right now by the Orthodox community, that they will move in when they're ready to move into them. There's been a problem with light pollution. Now we're seeing just LED lights everywhere. You know, there's...
I thought it's America. I thought it's freedom. You could put whatever light bulb you want.
A lot of issues, and then let's just talk about the thing that breaks my heart more than anything, which is the school system. So what's happening...
That is sad. I'll give that. It is sad. It is sad, but that's life. That's how it goes.
Our Board of Education is going bankrupt. Between the formula in the state giving all of the money to the poorer communities, which has been proven to not work. We're losing that kind of funding, but we're being depleted from the busing. We are required by state law to provide busing to all of the private school students. Why are we paying for busing for schools that are not teaching a standard curriculum? If 80% or 90% of their curriculum is religious studies, why are the taxpayers paying for that busing? And then
I feel like with the music and this, why are they paying? She might have a good Tana. She might have a good argument here. I don't know. That has to do with law. It's not illegal to take for buses. How they made it into law, I don't know. I don't know the bus situation.
Insult to injury, we have recently sold 2 of our schools, and they have been bought by the Orthodox community.
Who are you, Chris?
I am a councilman in Jackson, New Jersey.
And what are we in front of right now?
We're in front of the former Sylvia Rosenauer School. The school was unfortunately shut down due to budget issues in Jackson. It was purchased by a private school.
Okay, so this is a private Jewish-only school right now?
Yes. As the state cuts our funding, we continue...
Why is the state cutting funding?
More and more public money on private schools, and it's kind of creating the perfect storm that's destroying our public education system.
So all of the school systems are completely strained by the influence of the Jewish non-students. They don't even use the public school system, but yet it costs the public school system a lot of money.
As we Orthodox Jews, we pay the full school taxes to support the public schools and for busing. And the only thing that we get to use is busing.
You take Jackson Township, their pass-through budget was nothing in like 2017. What pass-through laws are, the federal state laws where it says that the school system has to pay for the busing of private school students. The more people that moved into Jackson, they go to school in Lakewood. So no, Jackson has to bus their kids to Lakewood. Now they don't bus non-Jewish students. They have segregated busing. So you have girls bus, boys bus. It costs the towns millions and millions of dollars, while at the same time, it decreases the enrollment that they have. So when the enrollment...
Yes.
Couple that with a really shit school funding formula in New Jersey, the town...
But this shit funding for schools, what does it have to do with them? They're not in charge of that.
Spend way more money and they get way less in return.
And now, in a modern day and time, who thinks it's okay to separate boys and girls? Not allowed...
The Jewish community. The Jewish community has their thing.
To be together, not allowing them to go to school together, be on the same bus, and because of a religious practice, you're forcing the public to pay extra money for things like that.
Why are you paying? You're not. Everybody's paying school taxes, and from the school taxes, the school taxes from everybody in Lakewood and in Jackson, from the Jews, don't go to the school. They go to the buses.
We have to send our children to religious schools because of the values that are taught in the secular schools. If there are population changes, schools consolidate. We're not the first place that's happened, nor the last place.
The Jewish community is extremely racist. Could you imagine if I said that my children could not play with somebody's children because they were black? What a different conversation we would be having. Why is it okay?
We only eat kosher food. If our kids play in a non-religious Jew's home, they might be given non-kosher food to eat. Also, we generally don't have televisions in our home and don't want to bring the secular values of homosexuality, of adultery.
Oh, come on, Tyler. What was that? What was that?
Secular values of homosexuality, of
good one, Tyler.
Adultery, theft, of cursing, and go on and on. We don't want to...
A different way, different value system. And if you raise one way your kids, you don't want them to be influenced from the outside world.
Into our society. The Orthodox Jews are paying full property tax, which is how the schools are funded, and we don't get the benefit of the school building, the school teachers. So we have to also pay for our private education. So they're getting our money and we're getting nothing for it.
Your funding is going to go down. You're going to have to make cuts. You're going to have to keep closing.
Why is funding going down if everybody is paying their school taxes? What am I missing here?
They just shut down another big school, which is going to be converted into, it might be one of the world's largest yeshivas right here in town. Let's be real. New Jersey State is essentially a criminal organization because everything they do is for some type of special interest, for somebody to benefit somehow.
Okay, now you're going after a whole New Jersey.
Take a house, they get that house built for a public mikvah only for Jewish people, right? So they say it's for the public, but it's not. It's just for a select private.
What do you mean there's a public mikvah?
People. The house is now a 501c religious organization, so it doesn't pay taxes, so the town loses the tax money.
Okay.
And then, like in this case, that mikvah was being built before it was even approved, so everyone sees that.
This is going to be a mikvah, which is a religious bathhouse.
Where women get purified.
Correct.
After their periods?
Yes, and it prepares them for their childbearing time.
Sex.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's little things like this when they get in an area, they put what they...
For the people that didn't understand what childbearing is, he had to point it out.
Sex.
Thank you, Tyler.
Their special needs. It doesn't benefit the community, anything that they put.
It does benefit the community. Their community.
Benefits only them.
So this is a house of worship, a shul. This has been operating now probably for about 6 or 7 years. This is one of the ones that we first realized was non-owner occupied. Now,
Meaning?
meaning that you have a better chance of not having issues if you live in the home and you have prayer, but nobody was living in this home.
Okay.
Generally you should have to get the proper permits and everything, but our town has been very accommodating for bad behavior. As you could see, they did install a light for them here, so they could safely pull in and out and cross the street.
And that's a symptom of the increased traffic into this location, right? A light just for...
That's what happens when a lot of people move in, a lot of people have kids, and these kids become adults and they drive.
House.
Correct. This is zone residential.
As I told you, we have to be together for schools, for synagogues, for kosher food. So you're gonna start buying the next block over. That happens to be Jackson and Tom's River. Now it's going into Howell because we're having lots of children, and thank God we're having lots of children. Thank God almost all of them stay religious, get married early, and they're having children, and community is just growing and growing. So in Jackson, they passed regulations against Orthodox Jews, and not only that, they were harassing us. Let me give you an example. We pray 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and evening. So Jackson, they were very unprofessional, very amateurish. So they had their code enforcement department counting the number of Jews on the street, and they left the emails on their Jackson Township email system. So when litigation ensued, it came out in discovery. So they say, I see 3 men wearing the garb, carrying Bibles, going into this house. And the inspectors would actually go onto the property and peer into the window to see if we were praying.
Okay, so the house was zoned residentially, and it is being used as a house of worship?
No, but you could just go in there. The guy owns the house. You can just go in there and pray. We do it all the time. Just like, when I have the Super Bowl here, I have...
What he's trying to say is that Jews don't have a specific... Yeah, they have synagogues, but it doesn't necessarily mean you have to pray there. You can pray anywhere, wherever there's 10 Jews. So in this case, maybe he's trying to say that 10 people just got together in someone's dining room to pray a few minutes to move on with the day.
50 people here.
In contrast to the Super Bowl, how often does this congregation happen per year? Is it every week?
Oh, no, we pray 3 times a day. Now,
3 times a day versus once a year, though, right? That's an important distinction.
Oh, but I'm saying, but every week they get during football season, get people over watching football, and they get 30
He's trying to point out that you have guests, we have guests. You watch the football game, we pray.
House watching football, right? Anybody in America can do that, and they're not cited for a violation.
You don't think they would have been treated the same if it were a mosque or a church?
There are Christian groups, and they were not harassed like we were.
So you guys were singled out, in your opinion?
Yeah, for sure.
What happened in Jackson? What anti-Semitic laws is he referring to in his opinion?
So it's everybody is reacting in their own way, zoning law-wise, to try to fight what they do. And what that is like buying corner lots that are unbuildable, using the RLUPA laws to build on them. So what happened was there was a little...
If you have issues with a program, with how it works, you got to change that. You can't have an issue if somebody finds a loophole and does something. That's how people do things.
A rush to stop Lakewood. I would say about 2010-ish, where you saw different towns making different zoning laws. Brick did its own little thing, tightened up zoning laws in certain areas, and they did it in a way where it wasn't pointing out one religion. Jackson...
By the way, this whole idea of building bigger and making basements into apartments, there's a lot of Jews that also don't like this. It's not like everybody likes it. Certain people do things, and then things happen, People need to survive.
In a way where they did point out one religion, but
what does that mean?
So it's like they tried stopping the shoals in the middle of the houses, but what they did was they worded it and they said things as they were doing. Like the people on the boards were saying stupid shit during the discussion that were anti-Semitic, basically to give them fuel to come in and say, "You guys are making anti-Semitic laws." Okay, it wasn't necessarily what they were trying to do; it was how they were trying to do it. Now the council president up there, Mordecai Bernstein, who was a part of it, you have that guy Richie Roberts. They got the DOJ to do an investigation. they sued under our LUPA, and they had the DOJ do an investigation into him. They hammered Jackson. So now it's like Jackson is castrated and cannot even fight it anymore because they got told by the federal government and the state government they get to do whatever the hell they want. So now that's why you're seeing the synagogues going up in single family or multiple family, big houses, $800,000, $900,000 houses. We lost the lawsuit on this property that was too small of a property on the buildable lot. The people that came out to that meeting made this type of comment. This was deemed anti-Semitic. This is a family neighborhood. We like to keep it a family neighborhood, anti-Semitic. This is what the judge, quote, cited as anti-Semitic. Are you going to be renting this house or are you going to be living in it? Anti-Semitic. What type of family would want to live on this type of lot? Anti-Semitic. That's how petty it gets.
Beginning 10 years ago, they called you an anti-Semite for outlining all of these points. Were you wrong?
I was right. There are plenty of county roads in Jackson. Nobody's saying that you cannot put your house of worship on those county roads where you could put a proper parking lot and you could have proper traffic. So why are we dealing with...
Because the Jews have such a thing as Shabbos. Shabbos happens every 7 days. It's Saturday. They are not allowed to drive a car or do anything like phone or weekly things. So they have to walk. They have to be in proximity to a synagogue. That's why they do it.
Houses of worship within walking distance that could be on main roads. Air roofs are up. Why instead are we putting them smack in the middle of residential areas? Because it's another way to get people out of there. It's another way to create a complete religious enclave.
I don't think that's true, the way she says it. That's why they make it? No, they make it because they have 10 Jews and they have to pray somewhere. So someone usually gives up a dining room. That's how it starts. Someone gives over a garage and says, you can come pray in our garage. It only starts on Saturday nights and Saturday mornings. And then it moves in, somebody gives sheetrock and they make it nicer. And then it balloons and it becomes bigger. As a while, people move into the neighborhood, so more people. So then I need to make it bigger. That's how it goes.
This all begs the question, does the Jewish community living in peace come at a direct cost of the non-Jews also trying to live in peace? Can the two groups get along? I toured a mostly all-Jew neighborhood in Lakewood to understand Jennifer's frustration a bit more and what she sees as Jackson's seemingly unavoidable future.
Where are we at, Jenna?
We are in Westgate, aka Kosher West, aka the Little Tykes Graveyard.
I'm noticing lots of toys on the lawn, car seat that may not be getting used, tons of minivans, many children, many families, full trash cans, abandoned vehicles, a lot going on here.
No shootings, no drugs, no gangs. Just saying.
This is on the border of Jackson. And unfortunately, I see this as being Jackson's future if we don't get a hold of things.
Let's go for a walk. How large are the families out?
By the way, the garbage situation, I am totally against. They have to do a better job with cleaning up. I'll give them that.
Again, anywhere from 6 to 12 children.
This is all Orthodox Jews for the most part?
This is predominant.
You see how? 6 to 12. It's not 17, 18 like the previous guy said.
Probably 99.9% religious.
Could I buy a home here?
Yes.
I don't believe you could.
Obviously, legally, according to the Fair House.
You could buy a house. Why would you?
It's illegal for them to discriminate against me, but practically speaking, could I buy a home?
No.
Okay.
This community is allowed to police themselves. They're allowed to do what they want to do. Rules don't apply. Yeah, the trash cans. We have a problem now in Jackson with rats, which we've never had before. It's definitely a concern.
Oh, man. A picture from...
We have a problem now in Jackson with rats, which we...
Come on. New Jersey Food Pantry, which is forced to relocate, has nothing to do with that.
Had before. It's definitely a concern. It's a complete religious enclave, yes.
And this bus right here is paid for by a Lakewood taxpayer, correct?
Correct.
We're walking. We're trying to walk. You got to... Yes. Call the cops.
Here, it's strictly about religion.
You got to learn... First Amendment in Amerika, die kan schappen video wie die willst, anywhere in public. Anything your eyes could see, you could record. So we have to stop this. For who's records, they're calling the cops. Got to stop that.
Nothing else. All these men going to yeshiva until they're 35 years old, they're not producing college students. They're not producing people that are going to go and benefit the greater good of our society.
I don't know if college makes the greater good of the community and everyone. I mean, you see what college has produced in the past 10, 15, 20 years. Not the cream of the crop, not the cherry on the ice cream over there. So I think, yes, I do believe education has to be better, but that is a different fight for a different day.
It's sort of an investment in a insulated, one-way economy.
Correct, without anybody contributing.
How are you? Oh, we're filming a little documentary. Yeah, for YouTube. Would you like to say hi?
I actually recognize your face.
I'm infamous. That's me.
Yes.
Yes. It's good to meet you. How are you?
I actually can't shake hands
I
with
see.
you. I'm sorry.
No worries. It's good to meet you. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just walking around talking.
Cool. Well, I hope it's interesting.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Also, like, not everybody's the same.
This is true.
Yes.
I'm noticing a strong spectrum here of even orthodoxy, right?
Yeah. Even within the Orthodox.
So I got to say, very refreshing. Sweet woman.
Yeah.
Said hi.
See? Doesn't have to walk around with security again. He's not scared he's going to get jumped or killed. Huh?
That's the funny
nice.
thing.
That was nice, yeah.
That's the funny thing about.
Would you take a little more, more garbage than rather having a drive-by shooting? Which one would you take?
I mean, a lot of the women are very nice and very welcoming.
Yeah.
And, you can have a conversation with them. But at the end of the day, they can't be your friend.
No parking. Look at that.
Oh, wow, call the police. Shut.
They don't want to live amongst us. They don't want to live with us. They
They
just
want to live with them. That automatically makes that they don't live with you. You're looking at it, they don't want to live with you. They just want to live with them. If you raise kids a certain way with certain values and certain outlooks, right or wrong, you want other people you want to move and live where other people hold the same ideas as you.
want to live and exist and not have us be part of their lives. I mean, we've had people stand up at our council meeting in Jackson and say, I'm sorry, we cannot let our children play with your children.
Yes, it makes sense. Not in your kids are bad. It's just different values. If you put in blood, sweat, and tears into your kids to raise them a certain way, and then your 10, 11, 12-year-old, 13, 14-year-old girl comes home with bad ideas because the next door neighbor has different values, it's going contrary to what you are trying to do here.
Orthodox community, the reason that we choose sometimes to live with ourselves is because we are, as a culture, very careful with the influences our children have.
Yes.
My children don't they don't have any access to YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, any of these things. And part of that safety is that after school, all of us as neighbors share those same values and rules and restrictions.
It's about unity. It's about assimilation. It's about,
And it's also about survival. 80 years ago, they went through a war, World War II, and everybody from the outside became the enemy in a sense, and they want to stick together and live together because they have the same ideas.
American culture, and that's what we're losing.
Yes.
Can the Jews and the Gentiles get along?
Absolutely. We don't have.
You're calling for unity.
Absolutely. I also understand.
But her unity, the way how she thinks unity is and how they think unity is two different things. If your 14-year-old girl comes home and you were trying to keep her religious Jewish and she comes home with new ideas about the outside world, about all the other stuff, how are you going to protect them?
This is their way of thinking. This is how they are.
Do other problems come out, sheltering kids all the way? Yes. Sometimes you see the way how they respond. They don't know how the outside world works. And it could come off as bad. Do the Jewish community need to do more in education and be cleaner sometimes outside, Yes. But every community in every place has things to get better at.
This is how they were brought up.
We're happy for them to stay. We don't push them out. We had a neighbor Wheeler right across the street over one house. We were sorry to see them go. Is it bad that you have a house that's worth $300,000 and someone says, I really want to live in this neighborhood, I'll give you $600,000 for it?
I think it's great if you're trying to sell your house.
Okay, and if he doesn't have to. Like this woman, she didn't have to sell her house.
Yeah, I think there's an argument in some instances
of people who have claimed that they've been pressured, harassed, or intimidated to sell their house.
Terrible, terrible if it happened.
It's not intimidation. It only could be that too many people are knocking on their door.
Yes, exactly.
Asking, do you want to sell your house?
Okay, so there's blockbusting.
Okay.
You know, that's when they approach you to sell your house, which is a level of harassment. There's intimidation, telling you that, you know, your decorations are not Yiddish, or approaching you and asking you, when are you moving? You know, you could have a
When are you moving? Get.
child who's 4 or 5 years old, being your neighbor, and you could be very nice to that child, and one day they will just come out and say to you, when are you leaving? Well, that's learned behavior. They're hearing that.
Yeah, because you have different values. And again, sometimes the way they talk comes out as rough and rude, which they need to learn how to change it, but sometimes they're not rude.
There's rows of housing. You saw it yesterday. 4, 5, 6 cars per place. Tight, super tight houses.
The few people that I've spoken to, a lot of it stems from fear and their loss of their way of life, right? I don't think it stems from hatred, from what I've heard.
So some hate it and some fear to change in their in their neighborhood. These people are moving in that don't look like them, that, you know, seem different, and I can understand.
You see, why would somebody, verwoes was die gewogt, I'm going to say it in Yiddish, verwoes was die gewogt in geliked as dein Hand? Wog water. Scheute.
There are laws about discrimination, and you know, people bought homes legally because the non-Jews that lived there made a lot of money off the Jews in selling the home.
Well, look at, you know, Little Italy, and look at Chinatown and New York, and how come it was okay for them to live amongst themselves? The key there is assimilation. Their children went to public schools. They worked in the public sector. They invited anybody who wanted to come in.
They didn't invite anybody. What are you saying? If you go to Brooklyn by 10th Avenue and 59th Street, there's like a border between the Jewish community and the Chinese community, and they both buy houses and they keep strong both communities. Nobody's welcomed. You don't see a Chusat living on 8th Avenue, 59. You don't see a Chinese person really living in the Jewish community. You stick to yourself.
Community. They provided for them in their community. Huge difference there. This is not a
What is the difference?
community. This is not somebody who's saying, we're going to build this shul. Come on in. We want to teach you a little bit about...
What is there to teach you? You're not a Jew. You're not a part of the situation. And again, could they be nicer? Yes. And I'm sure there are people that are beautifully nice.
Religion and our beliefs, but we want to involve you in it. And this has been a topic that I have brought up at several council meetings when there have been times when there's been a project or something that they wanted to approve, and we were trying to kind of, you know, bring it to people's attention that this project is not going to benefit the community as a greater good. The Jewish community is extremely racist, and I would go as far to say as the Jackson government should be ashamed of themselves.
Beautiful traffic conundrum here.
Why would you do that? Verwoes was das getan? Ein Scheute on top of the andere Scheute.
Welcome.
Was that a strategic honk?
I think so.
I'm not sure what the strategy there was.
Yes.
Who's he honking at now?
That's the whole.
Gotta say hi. Hello.
Why would you do that?
So you're just honking. I'm not sure what the strategy is. How are you? I came down and waved and said hi. We're gonna see how long he's just gonna remain honking.
Not from the brightest. Nicht von der Schane, Digga. Loser.
How you doing?
Also kick das aus.
This guy.
Also kick das aus. Nimm lessons. Don't do that. Guy water.
Does have a cheeky sense of humor, which I can appreciate. That honk was promised to him.
Good one, Tyler. Good one. Why? Favos.
I think I'm gonna sue. His kids in there is doing that? What? Man, I think this guy actually might be mentally challenged, so we're gonna give him a break. So listen, we can talk all the niceties we want. There is hustle.
But I must say, even though that's, it's not pleasant, as long as it's not a drive-by shooting, Just saying.
Oh, yeah. But you know what? That's not going to happen walking down our streets.
But as we were trying to escape and rest our ears from the Jews honking at us from all directions, I spotted these dudes tracking us. Turns out I had summoned the Shamrim Police, the Jewish community's internal police force that receives both federal
Community watch, not police force.
and township funding. You guys want to be interviewed?
No.
Okay, respect. Are we in the heart of Lakewood right now?
What do you know for?
Just curious. All right, he's pushing it. What's up? You want to do an interview? Okay.
I don't think it was nice how you portrayed the Jewish people and.
What are we talking about? What's the context, real quick?
What's the context?
Are we talking about Curious Joel?
Yes. I just don't think it was you were trying to portray. I think you just came into with a more of what you had a picture in your head.
What do you think I got wrong? What do you think was miss?
That you didn't bring anything called evidence. You were just assuming and saying things to people. Are you on welfare? Are you on welfare?
Represented, like what's? I'm just trying to learn. What do you actually think I got wrong about it?
I just think there was agenda.
You gotta elaborate a little bit, though. You know.
What was the front of the YouTube page?
What he's trying to say is that when you came in, you didn't come in like Nick Shirley went to Minneapolis. I think it's Minneapolis. Seeing, asking questions, having documentation. You just came in and asserting things, assuming, saying what they do without even a single evidence.
What was the
inside the New York town invaded by welfare addicted Jews?
Thank you. You answered the question.
They're not addicted to it. You give it to them. There is a program. They take it. There's nothing illegal of taking a program.
I actually think it's not true, but again, you'd say whatever you want. It's not welfare addicted. This is what it is.
Welfare reliance, welfare dependent. What would be a better?
Programs don't have it.
All right. What are you arguing? That I have an obligation as a taxpayer to fund you and how many kids you want to have?
No. You have an obligation to pay taxes. And then when it goes into the government has a list of things that they pay, that they give money to. You don't agree with something, you try to change it by voting in and doing something differently. But as long as it's there on the paper, on the books, that's how it is. The same way with other things that we give, the American government gives to every other thing.
If you want to have 30 kids, that's just how it is.
I'm arguing that if the law is set up to have certain criteria for people, and it's according to children, then people who qualify for it, legally qualify for it,
100%.
with no fraud at all, are entitled to get it.
And you'll give me the credit of acknowledging I never said that was fraudulent.
Yes, that's right.
I think it's exploitative by nature, though. Yeah, why don't you throw all your money at them and help sustain their lifestyle? Why do I have to take a cut of my paycheck to go towards Curious Joel's insulated Hasidic Jewish community that has nothing to do with me? I'll never get anything out of. There's zero upside for them to exist for me.
Anyways, we have the government makes criteria for getting financial aid. And if someone qualifies for that criteria, I'm not sure why.
Does he get anything from all the EBT cards that people get and they buy soda and candy with it? Do you gain anything from that? No. But it's a program and they take it.
When the Jew does it, you're calling it exploitive or taking advantage, but you don't say that to all the other people and populaces that don't have it.
Well, I've never seen anything of this scale to where the families are this large and it's...
The reason it looks like this, like all huge, is because it's a community. When a community helps each other, they find out things. And if somebody finds out a program, yeah, he's going to help out other people get that program if it's legal to get that program. Again, I'm not talking about the illegal parts. I'm sure they're a fraud. Nobody's 100%. No other community is 100%. But that's how it goes. If you find out something in the outside world, you share it with the people you know. If you don't live in a community, you don't share it. But if you live in a community, you share it. That's why more people are on it. So it seems like it's a very big thing when it's really not.
Baked into their strategy of child raising.
So are you against having children, having a lot of children?
I'm pro-children. That's great. I think you should be able to afford it. And I want to make an important distinction between the Amish, let's say, and the Hasidic Jews and Curious Joel. You tell me what's the difference.
Oh, there's tons of differences.
Tons of differences. Most importantly, as it relates to finance, though, the Amish pay for themselves. They're self-sustaining. They're not...
Yes, because they choose not to take from the government. But if they qualify and they take, you wouldn't be able to say anything against them.
reliant on welfare programs funded by the taxpayer.
I think I heard in a video there's 40,000 people in Curious Joel? 44,000. And you spoke to 20 people around on the street.
Sure, perhaps an insufficient sample size.
And who obviously are not the ones working, because if they were working, they wouldn't have been on the street. They'd be
that's not true. There's some people that work different hours in different jobs, and working doesn't necessarily mean in an office or in a warehouse schlepping boxes. He could have a job, this dude. I don't know if he has. But he could sell insurance or do something else that he only has phone work, or he sells things to groceries.
Sure, but it belies a pretty interesting question, right? How do they afford to raise?
Because it's a community and everybody helps out each other. If there is a gap, if you're alone fighting a war, you have zero chances of winning, right? But if you have other people with you, everybody takes a corner, and you slowly, the more people you have, the more you could fight, the more you could win. The same thing here. The more people are together with you, the more kids you could have, because you could win more. Because if you are short with money 1 week with food, your brother, sisters, cousins situation could help you out, because it's a community.
Large families, how do they afford to study full-time?
First, I have to bifurcate your question. Okay. There's two groups. One is the ones who are learning full-time, and the others are the ones that are working. For Hasidim, almost all of them go out to work. However, when they first get married, for the first 2 or 3 years, they'll learn Torah full-time. The wife will work. They don't have any children yet, or maybe they have 1 kid or 2 children, and then they'll get help from their family. And if their income qualifies, which it probably does, for financial aid, they'll get financial aid.
Okay, we got this guy following us. We're playing games now. We got the security van rolling on us as we roll on them. We got 1, 2, 3 police. Surely there's no conflict of interest we're about to experience. I wonder what law they're gonna claim I violated. How you doing? My name's Tyler. How are you?
Josh, man.
Good to meet you, Josh.
What's going on?
I don't know. We're just getting stalked.
Yeah?
Low key, yeah.
You look familiar, man.
My name's Tyler Oliverira. We're filming a little YouTube video. That's me, yeah.
Okay. So what are you filming out here?
Documentary on Lakewood, surrounding towns. Am I being detained? Is there a probable cause for this interaction? What's going on?
We just got a concern saying that you're walking up to people, asking them questions, stuff like that.
Luckily, this is America.
Yes, exactly. Das ist auch eine Stissam-Sache. Die wohnst in Amerika, die willst sich reden zu einem, wok, water. Shish.
First Amendment, right? It's beautiful. And I get you're doing your job.
Call us, we gotta come out here, right? See what you guys just doing, like a documentary?
Exactly, just a little documentary. Right now. Hey, how you guys doing? You guys want to say what's up?
What's up? What's up?
Okay, meet you guys. I know you guys got more important things to do, but good to meet you guys. Good to meet you. Thanks for keeping everyone safe. Thank you.
I'm part of Lakewood Charmer, which is public safety.
Yeah.
And we got multiple calls. Same reason why PD got calls.
Okay.
So that's it. We're just gonna follow you around. We're gonna let everybody know that they don't have to talk to you.
So laughable, this. People should know this.
With the Shamrim police on our back, it felt like we were being...
Not Shamrim police. It's neighborhood watch.
Policed by a secondary form of law enforcement that seemed to exclusively defend the interest of the Jewish community. And speaking of double standards, let's talk about politics.
I firmly believe that the tactics within this community, I would liken it to organized crime. We have an ultra-Orthodox person as our council president. You know, you can't think that there's not going to be things happening and rules and laws created to make his community stronger and better.
When do you eventually become involved in Jackson politics, let's say? You live in Lakewood, you don't even live in Jackson. Why do you even get involved?
What happened was this active discrimination against the Orthodox Jews in Jackson was going on for about a year. And I had people calling me from Jackson with like anonymous numbers, Orthodox Jews. They were afraid for their safety. We're generally not violent people. If we have to defend ourselves, we will. And I think a substantial number of people in Lakewood now own guns.
Why?
Why?
They became fearful?
Oh, yes.
He should have answered because of the Second Amendment, First Amendment. Don't remember which one it is. Damn it.
Because the rise of anti-Semitism and the
Second Amendment.
So on Jews, after about a year of them calling me, I really couldn't take it anymore. They're suffering.
Why did you topple the government?
I told you why.
How did you do it with ease?
Oh, it was not with ease. It was a tremendous amount of work.
Okay.
Agent in in
I feel like the word toppled government makes it very sinister.
Manhattan, trying to get stories out to the press. And then I met with this political group, like I said, who ran senatorial campaigns. We got the cell phone numbers of all the people in Jackson, and we planned to text. We started a website called familiesforjacksonjustice.org. By the way, I've since abandoned the website. Anti-Semites took it over. It's like when the Republican Club, which was vehemently anti-Semitic and run by the mayor of Jackson, had a U.S. Senate candidate, Republican candidate, there for their meeting. I had spies inside the organization, non-Jews, who were telling me what was going on. So the Republican Club, they had their senatorial candidate about to speak. We then texted to everyone in Jackson 5 minutes before he spoke. Here's this new website exposing the religious discrimination. I had it populated with all kinds of information, statements. The mayor of Jackson had been voice recorded, not by me, but it was sent to me, where he was asked by the chairman of the Ocean County Republican Party if these were churches, would we be opposing them? He said, absolutely not. It was discrimination against Jews. They were going crazy with all the things I was doing, putting pressure on them. There was fighting going on among the elected political people. Resignations had started. And then I put out the ad on Fox News.
New developments in that deadly attack in New Jersey. Surveillance video shows they clearly targeted that Jewish market.
There's a synagogue located next door.
There is no question that this is a hate crime.
Anti-Semitism is on the rise, and now it's coming from Jackson Township's government. Elected officials in Jackson have passed ordinances targeting Orthodox Jewish families. Exposed township emails show officials surveilling religious Jewish families, praying in their homes. They even took revenge on a decorated veteran who testified against their anti-Semitism. Jackson officials are intimidating Jewish families, and they admit it.
If these were churches, would we be fighting? Absolutely not.
Shameful. This isn't America.
It's put on the cable network provider for that area. In the meantime, I had 2 different calls with the White House. I know you want to ask me 1,000 questions. I will answer nothing more than that.
Okay,
sorry.
why?
Because.
He doesn't have to.
And to be fair, the mayor's statement seems pretty damning, right? Him saying, "I wouldn't do this."
Right. And you heard that on the commercial.
Yeah.
By the way,
it seems discriminatory in
by the way,
nature.
he's one of my best friends now.
Life's long.
Because here's what happened: more Orthodox Jews kept moving in because of the financial and demographic forces I told you about, and we started to become a larger part of the electorate. And he was coming up for re-election as mayor, and he asked someone if he could come here and apologize to me. And he came here and he said when he signed those resolutions, he knew it was a wrong thing to do. But he said he was under so much pressure from all the political types in Jackson and the people who have constituencies, and they were yelling at me. So he just signed it. And he wants to tell me now that he regrets doing it and he's going to work to get rid of those regulations. Then that result was the Orthodox Jewish community embraced him.
Voted
we
him in.
supported him. And I became the largest donor to his re-election campaign. Wasn't $1 million.
He becomes an ally to the Orthodox Jewish community.
He becomes not bigoted against us.
It's the Jewish vote. This is another form of corruption. Imagine if I said, "Hey, I'm going to give you this amount of money and you do this." Okay, you can't do that. But if I could say, "Hey, I'm going to deliver you 50,000 votes that are all going to vote for you." So take Jack Ciattarelli in New Jersey. They were bragging that all of the Vlads got together, all the Jewish Vlads got together, and were voting for Jack Ciattarelli, and they did so with like 97%. That voting bloc doing that now says, like, what they do is they take that and say, "Hey, we got all these votes, and we're going to all vote for you, but what are you going to do for us?" And if you don't...
Yes, that's why you vote in people. No, when you go to vote, you're also saying, "I'll vote for you forever for the things you want to give me." That's why you vote.
With us, we're going to take all of these votes and we're going to put our support behind somebody else. It's what they tried doing to Chris Pollock. I know, because I spoke to the dude who basically said it. They said it very arrogantly, where it was like, "Oh, we have 6,500 Jewish votes in Jackson. He is not winning." That's what they said to me.
Yeah, that's how a black vote works.
And he didn't just win, he won by a landslide because a lot of people showed up for him.
Okay. And by people, we're talking non-Jewish voters?
Even Jewish voters. He got over 20% of the Jewish vote, Chris Pollock, yeah, 100%.
Okay. So the tides are shifting in Jackson, perhaps?
I think there's a group of people that, on both sides.
By the way, since 2016, Trump's presidential election, there was a crack in the black vote. It started then.
Don't like what certain groups are doing. Remember, there's a lot of really good Jewish people that look really bad by these actions. The main comment that comes through my feed, no matter what it's about, Jackson, Brick, whatever, this town is finished. It's over. I don't know if you can stop them, and I'm not saying you can, but that doesn't mean you don't fight it. That doesn't mean you don't do what you can to do it. And you had people like Chris Pollock that he said, I'm going to do it the way of politics.
Okay, so Chris, I see these homes being built. Why are the locals so opposed to these houses being built? It seems still pretty peaceful out here. What's going on? What changes have you noticed?
Well, it's becoming rapid changes and rapid development. You're going to be seeing a heavy increase in the population. And I don't know if our town is suited to handle it. Unfortunately, I've heard...
But I must say, your town doesn't need to handle it because they bring their own infrastructure in to handle, because your things are not good for them, meaning kosher-wise, food-wise. So I'm just saying.
Several people that some developments only particularly want one group in there. It's people have gone in there and asked, hey, I'm interested in these homes. Some of them have been told it's not for them. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
It seems like it's only for one group and one community. And
who is that group?
It seems like it's only for the Jewish community. I'm going to be honest. But when you create a community, they have some of them that are adding shuls into it, essentially synagogues into it. They're fitting the houses to fit this very specific needs of one community. Do you think anybody other than that community?
Why would they build in a certain community for a certain people? They would build houses that would accommodate other people from other communities. If other people want to buy it, I'm sure they allow it. But just common sense, why would you want to move into a neighborhood where none of that is for you?
Going to move into there.
They technically cannot discriminate against a non-Jew purchasing a home, right?
No, you cannot discriminate against anybody buying a home. No.
But they could just say, hey, sorry, we sold it to someone else.
Yes,
That's
they can.
legal.
I've heard people say, oh, we'll put you.
Yeah, the same way before, she said that they're not selling any of the houses to any Jews because they're scared they're going to move in. So it's the same idea.
Waiting list, because that's something that's going on.
LLCs are outbidding people trying to buy single-family homes.
Correct.
But you have a group of people that call themselves God's people. You are a Semite supremacist. You are a white Jewish supremacist because they're classified white. They don't want to live as a community with us. I think when I say they, again, I don't mean all of them. I do think I mean the far majority of them. I think they have their tight-knit community. I think their community lives completely separate than everybody else. They eat differently. They enjoy different things. Yes, we might drink, but everything is set in a different way.
As you ran for city council, did the rabbinical order try to buy you off?
I don't really have any relationship with the rabbis, but I have been taking a meeting with people who said they were liaisons to the rabbis. They went around touting how many votes they controlled. They told me pretty much straight out that they control certain politicians in town, and if I cater to their community, I might have access to the block vote.
Who did they say they control?
They said they control our mayor and our council president.
After a year, I couldn't bear it anymore, so I got involved. I hired a political campaign group out of Washington, D.C. that does political campaigns for Republican senators. I think they did Ted Cruz. And I wrote a letter to the mayor of Jackson telling him all the things I was going to do if they wouldn't reverse these discriminatory laws. In the meantime, there's another Jewish group called the Aguda that had a lawsuit against Jackson based on RLUIPA. That's a Religious Land Use Institutionalized Persons Act. And it says that the municipality, it's a law, federal law, municipality is not allowed to discriminate based upon religion. And in their lawsuit, then showed all the emails from Jackson, all the things they were doing, conspiring against, executing to try to make life miserable for Orthodox Jews there.
But you went to work, and what happened next?
I went to Washington. I met with Ronna McDaniel, who was the head of the Republican National Committee, and the Speaker of the House at the time was Kevin McCarthy. He was actually in their conference room. So I met with both of them, showed them what was going on. They were shocked.
No, I think there's a lot to learn from the community. That's why I liked what we did yesterday. Their tactics benefit them. They are a solitary mass. They actually are a community.
Yeah.
You can't deny it. They are not fighting over Trump or Biden. They're not fighting over left or right. They're not fighting over masked or unmasked.
Us versus the world.
It's antimatter, right? It's like everyone in our towns, we're fighting against antimatter. We're not focused on what actually matters. We're not picking each other up. We're not one community. And I'm not talking about communism or any of that shit.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about caring about the person. They hitchhike.
What other world will you see hitchhiking in America in 2026?
Nonstop, yeah.
That's a testament to how high trusting they all are.
That's why they could survive with 10 kids. Take that.
So there's something to be said about that. And there's a lot, I would love to see our kids playing again off of, getting out on bikes and getting out playing basketball and football and all of those things. I would love to see that. I'd love to see us act a little bit more like that.
We need to fight back against the state. God, we've had large lawsuits against us because they tried to keep out this problem. We've had the Department of Justice come down on us. Billionaires connected to the president involved in all this. What's happening in this little town in Jersey is bigger than people think.
And what's happening here in Jackson, will that become a problem in other small towns?
It's already a problem in all the surrounding towns.
Is the cop gonna go? Okay. Get a shot of the cop. We got the corrupt police pulling us over for what? We'll find out. We may be in a corrupt hellhole. Double cop car. We're getting pulled over. We got double police, potentially nothing better to do. Let's find out. We weren't speeding. We weren't violating the law from the best of my understanding.
You have your driver's license registration?
What am I being pulled over for?
I'll tell you that soon as you
Is there
give me-
probable cause?
Yes, there is.
What
got
exactly
a call.
is that?
We got a call on our phones
For
a suspicious person.
What's suspicious about me?
Suspicion is nicht articulable, a reason to bait an ID. To stop.
Video cameras.
There's nothing
in front of a
suspicious
school.
about expressing our First Amendment right.
No, you're
though.
good.
So what am I being pulled over for?
We got a call. Just so you know, you're being audio and visual recorded.
Sure,
okay?
likewise.
So we got a call from dispatch.
Sure.
Saying there's a vehicle.
Okay.
With 2 men in it, videotaping in front of a school. When we get a call for that, that's our probable cause to stop you because they described your vehicle. So I'm asking you. What's illegal about the fact that we're recording? There's nothing illegal about it.
Sure.
So that's it.
I don't care that you're recording because I'm recording too. I just don't know who you are. And I don't. But for my safety, I want you back.
There's no safety.
Well,
okay. So
Yeah.
back to me talking to you.
my name's Tyler, by the way. How are
Jonathan
you?
Basillo. Nice to meet you, sir.
Good to meet you, yeah.
I'm stopping you. Could I have your credentials, please?
Do I have an obligation to self-identify right now?
I need you to identify yourself on this stop.
Yeah, no, I totally get where you're coming from.
Yeah,
We're
it's
filming
a
a little
lawful stop
documentary
because they
piece.
described your vehicle to a T.
Totally get it. I'm just trying to figure out if there's
Can
actual...
I just ask you a question?
Yeah, I can tell you what we're up to if that's...
I just want to know who you are.
Yeah, my name's Tyler.
Oh, very good. My name is
Yeah.
Jonathan. Like, explain that
Yeah,
to
good
you.
to meet you.
I stopped you.
Totally get it. Yeah, we're just talking about the changes in the town here.
yeah.
We went to that school specifically
Okay,
because
but
it shut down.
it's
or-
very. You see what I'm saying? Like when you have a camera
Well,
in
sure.
front of a school with kids. I
I
mean,
can
if my
understand.
kids go to that school,
Sure.
I wouldn't want my kids to be video recorded.
Sure.
But that's not against the law.
For the school, we were on the sidewalk. Basically,
It doesn't matter if you're in a certain distance of a school.
Okay. Okay, sure. You can have it.
And just do me a favor, keep your hands on the steering wheel when you do so. Thank you so
Hands
much.
on the steering wheel.
Yeah, I just don't know what's in the car. Like I said, I don't know
Come
who you are.
on.
I don't know who you are.
That seems a little extra.
No, that's how
That's
I am.
definitely extra, but you can have it. There you
Thank
go.
you so much. I'm not saying I'm giving you a ticket or
Sure.
anything like that. I'm just
Hey,
identifying.
you got the
who
badge,
are.
man. Yeah, do your thing.
No, it has nothing to do with doing a habit
Sure it does. Sure it does. It doesn't have to. I mean,
badge or anything like that.
Yep, stay near the car, okay? Don't come near us.
Is this slightly excessive?
It's absolutely excessive.
Seems like a bully tactic.
yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know who placed that phone call.
How you doing, man?
Hey, what's up?
How are you?
How we doing?
Doing good, getting pulled over. You know what we're up against? Small town police department, small town politics, lots of money. All right, so apparently the reason why these cops
That wasn't a good look. I'll give Jackson that. Wasn't a good look, Jackson.
came out of thin air is because who just got called?
Well, we're going to find out. The council president just called me.
So who is Morty Bernstein?
He is the council president in Jackson, New Jersey, and the most powerful man in the town.
Does he have the police in his pocket?
I don't think he has the police in his pocket at all, but the man does have an incredible amount of power. He's involved in political action committees with very rich and powerful developers, a lot of political connections.
Who are we messing with here right now, Chris? Was this a mistake? Is this video a mistake, man?
I'm going to be honest, the powers out here are pretty immense. Like I said, it goes up. You have billionaires from Lakewood being involved in what's going on in Jackson. People connected to the president of the United States.
If we zoom out, where does this all end?
Right now, it's gone to every town on the outskirts of Lakewood. They're buying up everything. Even if they're not occupying things, things are being bought up. I always say it's a real life game of Monopoly. So it's gone into Brick, and it's gone into Howell, and it's gone into Jackson and Toms River. Now it's going into Manchester. There are large portions of property being bought in South Jersey. We cannot keep up with this.
How do you combat a group of people chosen by God practicing rampant?
But that has nothing to do, Tyler. Being chosen by God has nothing to do with what we're talking about. And they are buying off because they have the money and they keep buying off.
Ethno-nepotism.
Here's a problem, bro. One Jewish dude in Manchester said to me this: you guys will never come together because you have no shared sense of purpose. And that hit me because he's fucking right. Jews have a shared sense of purpose in what their outcome's gonna be. And that's to expand
No, I don't think it's about expanding. It's about staying like that and keeping the traditions and having a lot of kids. So expanding is like inevitable.
And that's expand their people. We don't have a shared sense of purpose. We're too busy arguing with each other. We're too busy talking Trump. We're too busy yelling about ICE. We're too busy focusing on Epstein's list. We don't have a shared sense of what is America and what are we trying to accomplish together. Americans don't have a shared sense of purpose about America. Jews have a shared sense of purpose in what their outcome's gonna be. And the only way that you're gonna stop it, and the only way you can fight back about it, is by getting people that have a shared sense of purpose in the numbers that matter. Getting enough people with their eyes open to say, holy shit, something has to be done here. You have to get rid of the RLUIPA laws. I don't think it's ever been challenged by the Supreme Court. It has to be taken to the Supreme Court. I think it violates the Constitution. You have to fight fire with bigger fire. And the sad part about it is they have the biggest fires.
All right. Let's dance in the video, though. He brought out a few points, but mainly just clickbait. Just clickbait. And this is what happens to every other community where people move in, the community changes, and the other people don't like it. Is there a sad part to it? Yes. Do people sometimes need to behave better? Yes. But that's what it is. All right, that's the end of the review. I hope you guys enjoyed, because I enjoyed it. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace.